Okay, so I'm recording this just after I finished it. Well, declared it finished. We'll see how I feel about it in the morning. It is currently 4:55 in the a.m. for me, and I'm looking at this on the Windows, lovely Windows Photo Viewer app, which is highly functional. I mean, you can see everything that you... Well, actually, you can't see anything at all. I'm seeing pixely mess right now. That's either sleep or, maybe I just have bad eyes. Who knows? But anyway, the idea for this came to me at work. Like, I asked myself, well, why did Lucifer fall from heaven? And in the Bible, it says that he rebelled against God. And I thought to myself, well, how do you make that comedic? And I thought to myself, well, what if it was just really exaggerated? You know what I mean? What if God just completely exaggerated? He rebelled entirely! Lord, what did he really do? Okay, he ruined my dress. that sort of thing. So that's what's going on here. Charlie asks Luci, Dad, what did you do to make God hate you so much? And he thinks about it for a second, then he tells the story with the close-up of his eye right there, which I really like. I really like the, let me just say before I forget to say anything. No, I'll keep going with the narrative. Sorry. And I'm loopy, can you tell? I'm making myself laugh. You see, it cuts back to his interpretation of the events, as it were. You have what are they called? Exterminator, sort of Jesus, behind God right there, and I love my design of God, because I looked up really BC, like 8000 BC era depictions of Yahweh. And I found this one ram's horn thing. I don't know if I can find it again. But anyway, sort of this downward horns coming around, sort of accent his head. I mean, this skull-like thing. Like, it's all electric. Like, heaven exists in this photoplasmic field, just exuding his force everywhere. You can't escape it. I really like that. I really like the little gold bit I did on the cup right there. Anyway, there's Luci. There's Beta Lucifer. That is so not canon. And so he sneezes. I had a lot of fun with designing this whole pole of the panel. Like, you're trying to get that real feeling of that inhale going on right there. And then the choo of him only moving his head forward and sort of lurching up into it, like you do when you really have a good nose sneeze, like kind of unabashed nose sneeze that makes the dog stare at you. And he sort of recovers from that, and then he just realizes what exactly has happened, because he's flicked his glass when he sneezed. And there's his whatever he's drinking all over God. This is so stupid. It's awesome. And then cut back to modern day, more or less. And he says, "And that's how I was cast out." Charlie just stares at him, and she asks, "How did you sneeze when you don't have a nose?" And they glare at each other, and he said, "God did it." Charlie says, "That's your answer for everything." I really had fun with that that pose right there I put her into. This is my headcanon, but they had this sort of exasperated relationship. Like, they're both can't stand each other. Not now they hate each other sort of way, but more of a like, I cannot stand your bullshit kind of a way. Like Lucifer being the father of lies. He never tells the truth. Like, I wanted to add more to this comic. Like, he had little bits of him doing horrible stuff to Charlie and blaming God, saying, like, Dad, who ruined my dress? Who washed this? Like, Dad, did you do this? And he goes, no, God did it. God did that, Charlie. I had nothing to do with it, even though I was in charge of it. And Another one being Charlie looks in the fridge and says, "Who ate all my ice cream?" And Lucifer you see him eating the ice cream, going, "God did that. I had nothing to do with it, not at all. It's just someone else's ice cream that I found somewhere else, not yours." That sort of thing. But I didn't think I'd have time to do all that. This already took forever because I only had a few hours a night to work on it. I liked. I just it was one of those times where you just make yourself laugh and you have to write it down. I did a little thumbnail of this comic and it made me laugh enough where I wanted to just go ahead and do it. So yeah, the background in the modern day era, I really struggled with because it was like, oh God, intricacy, dear Christ, intricacy, painting. I've been painting for just a year. How do I do this Rembrandt-esque stuff? And I was like, well, it's supposed to be out of focus anyway. So I just took the airbrush tool and just sort of try and give it an out of focus effect. And just copy pasted it to the rest, but I tried to hand draw the rest of the background, and it didn't quite fit because I hand drew it. I didn't copy paste that, and it sort of bit me in the ass as you see in the lower panels. So I had to like stretch and do some blackout right there. It was kind of a nice effect. I wish I'd done that to the entire thing and copy pasted it. Little bit nice. Maybe not so stark dark black. And yeah, you look at something in post and you're like, oh, I could have done that better. But you can't distract yourself like that. You can't. Moving on to Lucy's sort of redesign. I just liked him. I like him better without the hat. Makes him look like Sergeant Pepper. He looks like some lost member in this outfit that Vivian drew for him. He looks like some lost member of Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. With little epaulets and stuff down his waist. I had this mental vision of him trying to join the Beatles. Sorry, I'm going off my own little loopy land. Sorry. Serious. Talking about art here, damn it. So anyway, Charlie right here. I've always tried to give her a bit more of a formal look, I guess, with her jacket is all I did. And I tried to make her little hair swish and her blonde over her eyes to sort of match the expression she was going for. And I really the very first panel, I really liked the compression I did on her her left eye. Left, yeah, it would be her left, right, whichever it is. I can't think of directions right now. I should be sleeping. The cats are staring at me in the corner going, what the fuck are you doing talking to nothing, Dad? Nothing's gonna talk to you back. And, so yeah, I'm actually really happy with how this came out overall. How I did the shading on this, I literally just took the ink layer, made a copy of it, and just painted a pixel lock and just painted over the entire thing, and just sort of cut out all the places that I wanted there to be highlights. That's all I did. That is I have no idea how pros do it, but it seems to work. It's not as painted as I liked before, and it's not anywhere near as satisfying to look at as the HAZBIN fan poster that I did. But there's multiple panels of the same thing, and I didn't want to go too into it. Otherwise, I'd be here until Christmas, probably, with the schedule. I work in retail, so it's a million hours of overtime that I don't get to spend because holiday expenses. But it all balances out. But, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm staring at my God design, thinking, how much flack am I going to get for this one? Cyber Ramskull God, whose head seems to magically enlarge. Then again, he's God. He can do that. In the second time we see him in this comic. Yeah, God did it. God did it. Why is his head larger in this panel? God did it. That's why. The little symbol on his forehead, that's the Yiddish symbol for Yahweh, for God. which is also the origin of the Vulcan salute from Star Trek, by the way. It's where, what's his name? Leonard Nimoy. I have several Star Trek uniforms, and I couldn't remember Leonard Nimoy's name. The shame. The sheer shameage. But I wanted to add some more highlights to all this, but I thought it might be overdoing it with a more animation cell level of detail that I went with. And I kind of like the more cartoony look. You contrasting the very seriously more detailed interpretation of God next to the more cartoony Lucifer and the sort of beginner's Bible looking Jesus sitting right there, and the exterminator just looking all happy about everything. I love the little turn. Just talking about the things I like most about this right here. Little turn of the head. I was trying to practice that. Little turn in. You can't see what I'm doing, but you know what I mean. Like in the second to last panel where they glare at each other, I was trying to give the effect that Charlie was slightly turning her head away from the audience while she was staring at Lucifer. And I think I got a fairly nice sense of movement. I thought about animating this. Then I thought, well, why don't I just saw one of my legs off? Because that would take forever. I have my own stuff to do. So at the end of this channel update, I am working on Andrea right now. And that is eating up an amazing amount of time. What I'm doing mostly is working out the story. Because speaking of sawing off your own feet, have decided to make 6 40-minute episodes for one season. Yay smartness on me. But I think it'll pay off in the long run. Because I'm going for a Doctor Who sort of feeling for that. I'm talking about my own project, self-promoting over Vivian's work. That's a smart idea on the internet. Don't do that, kids. Don't do drugs. Stay in school. Don't rip off don't take advantage of other people's fame, like I'm doing here. But overall, I am very satisfied with this. I actually signed it. If you know anything about my work, my artwork, if I don't like something, I typically just do the initials instead of the full signature. So, I've gone on for 12 minutes. I think that's long enough on this. I will see you later. If you have any questions down below about anything, if you want to tell me how much of an evil person I am for making God look evil, you're welcome to do that. If you wish ill on me, you are also welcome to do that. However, I will respond to you with great vengeance and fire and brimstone, cyberplasma. Everything's all turquoisey. God's power is turquoise. Because I really, really like turquoise. Like, too much. Like, way too much. I have turquoise things that I shouldn't have. I'll put it that way. Let your imagination go wild there, people. So, anyway, thank you so much for watching this vlog to the end, if you did. Hit like if you want. Subscribe if you feel like it. Thank you so very much. You have a nice night. And I'm going to go sleep. My cats are hogging the entire bed. Thank you, kitties. Where's Daddy going to sleep? Oh, dear. You all have a very nice night, and thank you so much. Vivian, if you ever, by some random, amazing chance online, happen to ever see this, thank you so much for all the inspiration you've given me. I've gone on about this a lot, but you really have inspired me. Without you, Andrea would not exist. I hope one day to be able to work on a project with you. Maybe that's ambitious, but I hope that might one day happen. Maybe like 20 years from now when I actually have experience under my belt. Thank you so very much for the billionth time, and you all have a very nice night. I'm gonna go and forcibly remove my cats from the bed. If I can. Night.